How do I know what the right franchise brand is for me? And the answer is, if you're looking at the brand first, you're probably doing it backwards. It's not 100%, but nothing ever is. But most of the time, what we want to do is figure out, what are you bringing to the table? So what are you good at? What do you like doing? What do you want it to look like? How much time are you willing to be involved in the business? And that's a good way for us to determine the business model. I get people all the time that come out and they say, I don't want any employees ever. I want to be able to go out, build a business, scale it, no employees ever. We'll outsource, we'll do 1099 labor, we'll do whatever we have to do, but I don't want to have to deal with that part of the business. There are business models like that. I have people that come in and they say, hey, I want to build sales teams. I'm really good at it. I like that atmosphere. I want to find franchise models where I can build sales teams and that can be a core component of the business model. So when we go and we start looking at things like that, then all of a sudden it narrows down that field for us pretty specifically. The second thing we're going to look at is investments. So if you're not willing to invest $3 million, then there's no need to look at $3 million franchises. And so that's a big place where we can narrow down that field as well. When we start looking at all of the other things that impact it, we're going to look at what's available in the territory, what's the competition look like in the territory. We're going to take a look at all the other factors that go into it and how it's going to fit, and that includes values and culture. So if your values don't align with the company's values, that's probably going to end up being an issue later down the road. I'm not saying that it's going to be a deal killer all the time. Sometimes people get past it and everything's fine. But for the most part, you at least want to know what those values are and know that they're going to align with yours, or you'll be able to deal with it. The second part of that is you want to make sure that this company's going in the right direction you're going. So if you're planning on building a legacy business, you want to make sure that they're planning on letting you build one. That's what their franchise system is built around, is saying, hey, this is an option you can do. If you're planning on going out and doing a flip, there are plenty of franchise systems that absolutely don't want people that are coming out to do a flip. They want people that are going to invest, and they're putting long-term into it. And so a big part of this is understanding too, while you're out there looking at a franchise system, they're looking at you. They want to make sure that the people that they bring in are the absolute best of the best and are going to fit in their system perfectly. So once we start working through those things, we start narrowing it down. And we get to industries eventually. You'll notice that on the forms that I send out, they don't say, what industries are you interested in? Because truth be told, there's 40 plus industries, and more than likely you haven't researched 40 plus industries. Not to mention, some of those industries are pretty vague. When we start talking about health and wellness, that is a huge gamut that it encompasses. So when we start talking about those things, we ask, what are you not interested in? If you don't want to do janitorial, then guess what? Let's check that box off and we'll eliminate that from the process altogether. But and the same thing with crime scene cleanup, or maybe there's something, maybe you don't want to deal with pets, or you don't want to deal with senior care. You can always check those off the list and we don't take a look at those. That's really a lot of the process that we work through when we're trying to match that brand to the client. And more than likely, we're going to give you 4 different brands in 4 different industries. A lot of times, it's going to be something you don't have a background in, and that's perfectly fine. That's a big part of the process, but that's also why we stress, hey, let's have a 15 to 20 minute conversation, get to know you, and then we're going to go out and we're going to follow up with a questionnaire and a profile. After that, we'll go back and have another conversation to bring that first conversation information, plus the information we were able to get off these documents. We're going to put all that together. We're going to have another conversation. We're going to get to know what's going to be a good fit for you. And then we go do the work. So if you want to know more about that process, please reach out, put stuff in the comments, keep sending these suggestions in, because that's how we come up with the video ideas. But I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.